Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Muhammad Mamun Rashid. I'm working as an assistant professor at Eastern University. I'll be presenting a research paper on small cause course, small cause settlement in Bangladesh. There are many reasons for which the settlement of small cause are now in stalemate. That's why it is very much required to investigate how it can be improved. First of all, I'm giving the brief objectives of my paper. Why I have started these investigations. We know that out of the Charter 1753, the Small Cause Court Act 1887 has come into force. Though Small Cause Court Act was not firstly used by the British government, rather it was court of request. However, for time immemorial, Small Cause Court Act 1887 has proved that it has successfully solved and settled all the issues which have been brought before the Small Cause Courts. And that's why British government and people of the British rulers were very much happy with the enactment of Small Cause Courts Act 1887. Because of many reasons, Small Cause Courts Act 1887 in Bangladesh are not in a good positions or are not giving so much benefits to the participants, lawyers, and judges. It is not because the Small Cause Courts Act 1887 has not been amended, has not been adapted with the changing circumstances of the society. For example, the pecuniary jurisdiction of the Small Cause Courts Act has not been increased, where the usual civil courts of Bangladesh has increased the jurisdiction, particularly pecuniary jurisdiction. On the other hand, the property prices, particularly the immovable property prices, have been increased tremendously, but the Small Cause jurisdictions, pecuniary jurisdiction, have not been increased. As a result, the Small Cause Courts Act became futile, and sometimes it was totally dysfunctional in settling the disputes. As a result, in 2005, Bangladesh Law Commission has provided some recommendation so that the Small Cause Court Act might be adapted with the changing circumstances of the society. But unfortunately, 2005 Bangladesh Law Commission's recommendation has not been implemented. As a result, its utility has been so much, its utility has been becoming difficult like the previous years. In 2018, Bangladesh Law Commissions dramatically changed its attitudes. It tried to show that Small Cause Courts successfully did many benefits for us, especially in case of settlement of small causes. Unfortunately, due to incorporations of little amount of pecuniary jurisdictions, it is not possible to be continued. Nevertheless, Bangladesh Law Commission admitted that the Small Cause Courts Act and Small Cause Courts really provided many benefits to the beneficiaries. Bangladesh Law Commission also mentioned that some of the issues which are pecuniary in nature and very small that might be brought before the village courts, which are presided over by the chairman of the Union Parishad and mayor of the city corporations. So these issues might be solved, civil and criminal, both issues might be solved in the village courts, which has been established out of the 2012 Act. On the other hand, some of the small issues which are brought into the small cause code, that is related to the rent between landlords and tenants, that might also be possible to be solved under the Rent Premises Control Act 1991. That's why Bangladesh Law Commission considered that Small Cause Code Act 1887 is not necessary for settling the issues of small matters. But the problem is that the Village Code Act and village codes are not that much popular and that much successful in settling the small issues. On the other hand, Rent Premises Control Act has many problems because it is very unclear that what sort of services would be provided to the people and who would be the responsible person or responsible authority for settling the disputes, and who would be the responsible person to settle the issues. That's why I consider that Small Cause Courts Act has been successful for the time and immemorial. On the other hand, Village Courts and Rent Premises Control Act, though both all laws may be prevalent because it is the pluralist society. So to get the justice, people may go to different courts for having the issues settled. As a result, society's plurality or pluralism would be prevail. On the other hand, people would have multiple opportunities to get that justice in their own way. On the other hand, uh, Village Courts Act and Rent Premises Control Act are not that much of mature enough to solve the issues. What the Small Cause Courts Act 1887 has already been proved its success. That's why I personally believe that the Small Cause Courts Act is not to be repealed, rather it might be adapted with the changing circumstances. On the other hand, the Village Courts Act and Rent Premises Control Act might continue with the Small Cause Act simultaneously. The objective of my research is that Village Code, Small Cause Code should continue. On the other hand, Village Code and Rent Premises Control Act should also continue on the same matters. The theoretical framework I used, justice and legal pluralism, two terms. Justice, what John Rawls conceptualizes that each person has the equal rights of liberties that are compatible with liberties of others, and social and economic disparities are arbitrary unless it is not attached to the position of the people, or unless it is not attached to the people who are justice seeker. On the other hand, Amartya Sen, since he is the Asian jurist, he should be mentioned here, and he has criticized against John Rawls' definition of justice on the way that the society what John Rawls wanted to see in implementing the justice is not possible to found or possible to find. So on the other hand, legal pluralism I used in this paper, legal pluralism is a legal pluralism. I wanted to mean that a lot of laws may be prevalent in the same field is not the problem, because the society is plural, the human perspective is plural, and plural people's orientation is plural. So legal pluralism is not only necessary but is inevitable due to the nature of the society. Small Cause Code Act provided us to solve the problems chiefly, summarily, and quickly, and it has helped the people of poor it has helped the people who are poor litigants and their issues are very small. So, and its formalities are very little. So I think that Small Cause Code Act is very much helpful. What I have already mentioned, that Village Code Act 2012 and and Premises Rent Control Act 1991. Both laws are very good laws, but these laws are still not mature, still is not efficient. So these laws uh, might not satisfy the requirement what has been already proved by the what has already been successfully solved by the Small Cause Courts Act. So what we can do, there are some issues to be inserted in the Small Cause Courts Act. That is, the Small Cause Court Act should be amended that by increasing the pecuniary jurisdiction in the way by which the usual civil courts has also increased their pecuniary jurisdiction. Output settlement should be inserted here, and the Small Cause Court should be a response quickly as soon as possible, and the dispute settlement mechanism should be quick, and the stakeholders, for example, lawyers, justice seekers, judges, and the journalists and human rights organizations should come forward to give a give a quite more emphasis on the Small Cause Courts Act. And by this way, the Small Cause Court Act may provide us so many benefits, what has already been proved by the Small Cause Courts Act earlier. And I think that in case of implementation and trial procedure, Small Cause Court Act provide very little amount of procedures so that the people might not be reluctant to utilize the Small Cause Court. Thank you.